specifically to the core page.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Specifically to the LARP page. Okay,
I thought you meant in general. I'm like, wait, you've been saying you're gonna do it.
No, of course not. Of course not. That's what we're talking about. No. All right. Are we good to go?
Those are actually really.
What does what say?
Let's go. Somebody's ready. And we're not. Ready? All right, Sean. All right, ready? Action.
Alright, welcome one and all to the Nerdy Rock Comic Stop, not on WSPR Radio. I'm your host, Sean, aka Supermanning, with my awesome co-hosts, Tyler, aka Tyler Wren, Dave the Mean King, and Rockin' Rachel. Each week we bring you a mix of comic books, video games, TV shows, fantasy, LARPing, D&D, and pretty much everything else. And video games.
And TV shows, all that kind of stuff. So,
welcome back!
Yes.
Where have we gone? Where are we been? I can't English.
Yeah. Well, where have we been? Okay, so
I'm trying to make
to tell you all why we have. Okay, so over the summer that was just laziness. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no. It was laziness.
And work.
Yeah.
We all had work.
Yeah.
We're all in different places.
Yeah.
But the reason why we have not been active this semester is because our school's radio station has had some technical difficulties. The radio station has not been
It
working.
is what it is. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we've been filming some things here and there sporadically, very sporadically. But this is the first time we've been able to sit down and do a show.
Together.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So the solutions that the radio station has offered have been not to our standards, if you know what we mean.
Yeah, the current solution until everything is repaired is that they basically want us to sit in a very small recording booth and record our show, pre-record it, and then air it a week later.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately doesn't really mesh well with, being able to do the show.
That and the radio booth is like only 2 people can fit.
Radio
It's
booth
really small.
is legitimately smaller than the corner we're standing.
I was gonna say it's smaller than the space you see us standing in now. We're standing in the corner of Tyler's kitchen.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we've really wanted to use.
But I don't really have a solution for the echo.
I was gonna say smaller than the space. No,
I don't think
the echo is because of the room that we're in.
And the fact that we're gonna have to project louder than normal to be able to be picked up by the laptop mic.
So the radio
Sorry,
station.
Krista.
Yeah. The radio station, obviously you probably noticed this is much lower quality than what we normally put out, and that's because the radio station is soundproofed, has high quality microphones, and is just generally better quality. We're using a laptop mic in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why the quality is going to be lower than usual.
Yes, Zeusberg or Zeusbag. I can't see what that says, but I agree with you.
Zeusbag.
I thought it was like.
I thought it was Zoidberg. Yeah.
Great guy.
Zeus.
So anyway, though, guys,
Zeus, yes.
we've kind of wanted to move. Like we've wanted to move to YouTube for a while. Anyway, this is something we've been talking about basically since we all four of us started.
The idea of the show, going back to its conception, it was inspired by the weekly poll, which is a bunch of comic book YouTubers getting together. We'll get into that a little bit more later on if I have time to tell that story.
And Nikki, I definitely agree with you. What you just said, that live streaming, like on places like YouTube, Twitch TV, is like better to get like more feedback. And I completely agree with you because this is much more broad than a college radio station, which
Granted, it streams to the internet, but this lets you see us, see our facial expressions when Dave brings up Vikings again for the 50 millionth time, or LARPing.
Yeah.
Or the things that happen behind the scenes that you guys
Yes.
don't see. Like us just
My
dying
boy
laughing.
Darius Cotter coming in.
Darius! I
Coming
need to
in.
meet you.
We need to meet him.
No,
But anyway,
just Sean.
Just Sean.
Just Sean.
Yeah, just Sean.
Facial thing.
But
Yeah.
so we're really, really excited for this semester, and by next
Yeah.
week.
Carmilla.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's why I wore it. Hello.
Next week, I'm definitely going to be bringing my my high quality voice acting microphone. So hopefully that'll help to get the sound output at least a little bit better.
And we're looking into investing into better mics and looking into actually wiring our camera to the laptop to stream that way. It's just that we just kind of
One step at a
attempted to
time.
do it
Yeah.
5 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
We
So-
were all kind of late.
So bear with us.
Yeah, so basically, bear with us.
So, moving right along into our topics of the day, we're going to start off with Tyler, who's going to be talking about, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Battlefield 1, a brand new first-person shooter who just came out, and I'm going to let Tyler take it away.
Alright, so Battlefield 1 came out last Friday. I can't this date, but I don't want to. So last Friday. So I've only been playing through the campaign as of right now because from what I've read that you should play the campaign first just to get used to the controls, especially for the tanks and the airplanes. So my main suggestion is play the campaign first. But also
I've always liked first-person shooters campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
Much better than the multiplayer.
The thing is, it's a pretty short campaign. It consists of, I believe, 5 different stories told by like 5 different people on each front. So it's on Gallipoli, the Eastern Front, I think, the Western Front, and actually 3 of them take place on the Western Front with the tanks, airplanes, and regular field missions. So, with that in mind, I still have not beaten the game yet, and I will not give any spoilers for anyone who has not played it yet. But from other Battlefield games that I've read about, I think this one is up there on the list because I mean I'm more into like campaign modes and then multiplayer, so I find that much better, at least for me as a gamer. So I'm going to give a little bit more info about the multiplayer. Like I said, I haven't played it, but my roommate Rob has, and he says it's very good, but it gets a little repetitive after a while, especially if you play it by yourself.
George says, spoiler alert,
It's a game where you shoot guns. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So for all the viewers out there, you just got a major portion of the game spoiled for you. You actually
it
do
wasn't
shoot
even me.
guns in Battlefield 1.
It wasn't even
Triggered.
Yeah. Triggered.
Literally.
But anyway, so he says the best multiplayer option is Conquest. It usually takes about a half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on how long and how good your team is. So he wished for higher expectations, especially in the campaign mode. Instead of just separate stories, he wanted probably like one big consistent story so he can get more into the characters. But as for me, I found the character stories, I got pretty in depth with it and I enjoyed every single one that I've played so far. It gives, like I said, the multiplayer tradition in game mode, Conquest, Capture the Flag, I'm pretty sure Team Deathmatch and a couple of others. And he also compares it to Call of Duty World at War, saying that it's obviously not the same because they're 2 different time periods and everything, but he enjoyed it because it gives, World at War, he enjoyed it because it gave more info into the character's backstory in the campaign. So, if this is a game that you want to play for campaign, but you're also a big multiplayer gamer, I think this is the game for you.
Now, you are a history major.
I am.
So how is the game historically wise?
It's pretty historically accurate. If you ask Nick, on the other hand, he does not think so. Because yesterday I was playing one of the airplane missions, and they were using aerial rockets, and apparently rockets were not used in World War I. I think he said until 1917. You can check me on that.
Fact checker.
By the French, and I was playing as a British air pilot, so the French used it first. So he said it wasn't completely historically accurate, but that's Nick. And then other cool qualities, like little qualities, is like sometimes the guns jam if you use them too much. So I think it's just like the little things more that make the game a lot better. So overall, I enjoy it.
Nice.
It's awesome. Yeah. So one thing that I think is cool about Battlefield is that, well, first of all, possibly controversial, but I think Battlefield is just better than Call of Duty in most respects. But I like how they're taking on World War I, because I feel like World War I is a war that really isn't talked about all that much. You know, we have a million games about World War II. We have a million games that are like similar to modern warfare, but we don't really have any games that talk about what.
No, he's just doing something with his
Oh, okay. I was like, what? You don't think that?
No, I agree.
There's a lot of
He
like,
was trying to like cover his body.
No, I was
with
trying to be
the-
like, cheers, audience.
yeah. But I just
realized
feel,
that after I did it.
I just feel like
It's clear.
World War I is a game that isn't really talked. Well, not a game. World War I is a subject in history that really is overshadowed by World War II. So I'm glad to see a little bit of attention being paid to
I
that.
think the History Channel made I know they made a Civil War.
They made a
Wait,
Civil
they made
War
a
game.
game?
Yeah.
The History Channel makes video game, or at least they did. I don't think they do anymore, but they did. The Civil War game is actually really fun. I had it for Xbox 360.
It's like a Call of Duty game.
Darius, I know. I think we just like.
You just pissed off all the 12-year-olds.
Because I said that I think Battlefield is better than Call of Duty, so Darius is like, you just pissed off a whole generation of 12-year-old gamers. Yeah. Anyway, anything else about Battlefield 1 though? Because it sounds really cool.
It is a great game for me because I like campaign modes more than multiplayer.
I think one of my favorite things that I've seen in the game, right, was last night when you guys were making your D&D character, and Nick and I went to go see Rob, who was playing it, and Rob's like, "Oh, Nick, you want to turn?" And Nick just kept spawning in the middle of like firefights, and just kept like within 3 seconds would be Swiss cheese. So I think that's why he's a little sour about the game.
Well, he was mostly playing on not online, campaign with me. I mean, we're playing it on hard, which is hard next to it.
I think that's why he's a little sour about it.
So we've died a lot, but it makes the game more challenging, and I don't want to say realistic, but in a sense, like
Call of Duty so unrealistic. I can't stand it.
You get shot like 2 or 3 times and you die.
I mean, it's not like Infinite Warfare where like you're legit in space for half the game.
I think I'm just gonna stick to like Kingdom Hearts. I'll stick with that. I'm really bad with like shooting.
I haven't played Kingdom Hearts. I know I need to.
The girl who plays Barb on Stranger Things
Please get him to
just
play
started
it.
playing Kingdom Hearts. Apparently. I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet earlier, and I think it said that the girl who just started playing, the girl who played Barb on Stranger Things, she just started playing Kingdom Hearts.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't played it. So
I was gonna say I
haven't played it either.
Hearts, so.
Rachel?
Oh my gosh, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's like I want the Keyblade. I want all the Keyblades because they make them. I saw them all at Comic-Con. I want them. I know I have no use for them, but like,
we don't have
having
use for
them.
foam swords.
But you have the swords.
We bought foam
No,
swords.
but
What
this
use
is
do
like
we have?
metal.
It's
This
art.
is like a real like.
It's art.
It's so cool. I want it.
so
I'm gonna get it. 1 year,
Art is in
coming
the
to
eye
school.
of the beholder.
Dress as
Beauty.
a-
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Can I talk about Mark now?
You can. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're allowed to.
All right.
We're just gonna step back and let Dave drive.
Marketing.
If you have any other questions about video games,
Yeah.
they have
ask
the
us-
social media. I don't. So
Hit us up on Twitter at Nerdy Rock Comics, and I will just forward them to Tyler because Tyler refuses to get social media. Or you can harass me through that to make him get a social media account.
Yes. Hashtag.
It's not.
Twitter.
Krista, you think you can help me convince him to get a Twitter?
I already had one. I told you I had one, and I found it useless and silly, so I deleted it.
Now you have some use.
But now you have a use for it. Interacting with our fans.
Our fans.
Marketing.
Or as you call it, Rachel, marking.
Marketing. Monday.
LARP in the real world.
Monday. LARPing.
Well, it's not
For
Thursday.
Yeah, Monday action roleplay apparently.
Monday
Marking.
action roleplay.
So, so I attended. Monday action roleplay. Are you quite finished?
That was wonderful. Man, my voice cracked.
So, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted. So this weekend I attended Chronicles of Rowanon, which is a LARP live action roleplay, which is in my local town. Hey, my dad's watching!
Yay!
What's up, Dad?
Hi, Mr. Simon.
So,
Wait, what was that thing I was supposed to say to him next time I saw him?
What was it? I'll remember.
When you remember, whisper it to me.
Alright, so, I went to Chronicles of Rowanon, which is a local LARP that's in my town. I've been with Chronicles of Rowanon for almost a year now. In February, it'll be a year. So I'm really, really excited. But this event was really, really fun. These events just keep getting more and more fun. And Griffin was not with me this time, but Cody was. Yo, dog. Yeah. Cody was with me this time, so it was me and Cody. And one thing that, now that I've been LARPing for a little while, Jen, Nikki, and who else? Matt is watching. You guys have been doing this for a long time. But one thing I'm finding, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that it seems like when I first started, it was like all of my highlights were like the big battles, like this big battle or this big battle. Whereas now, I find that like my big highlights are just the roleplay interactions I have with other people, which I think is really cool because I guess it means I'm starting to become like a real LARPer. And and not,
It's kind of like how we feel about D&D. Like, the fight scenes are great, but the character interactions is really like where we
Not
shine.
even the character interaction. It's just like what you do in the
being
town.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal the apple despite the fact that I pushed my luck to the limit. I'm going to steal the apple and Tyler let me get away with it.
Yeah. So I find that like a lot of my top moments this time, whereas in earlier episodes that I've talked about core, my top moments were always like the big fights, the big, where, Scar was out there in the middle of battle swinging his greatsword, or if I was a NPC, in a giant module. Like, those were always my big favorite moments. But this time, my favorite moments, a lot of them are actually just simple roleplay, not necessarily big, grand fight scenes. So, I'm going to go over them. Alright, so I'll go over the big one first. My character was executed this weekend. Everybody I've told...
R.I.P. Scar.
Was that the beginning of the LARP?
Yes, that was one of the first things that we did.
R.I.P. Scar, part 1.
Basically, my character, his real name is Thorvald. I call him Scar because that was his alias. But
R.I.P. Scar.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
it's gone now. I've been using Sharpie for my makeup.
He uses Sharpie for his makeup scar he puts on.
Yeah.
And Monday morning, it's like 3, or Monday afternoon, it's like 3 o'clock. I walk into his room, I'm sitting there talking to him. I just like, you got a little something there. He's like, I know, it's Sharpie. Why'd you put Sharpie in your face? He's like, I didn't want to use makeup.
Yeah. Now I understand why you all told me not to use Sharpie, because using Sharpie, I didn't realize how deep it goes into your pores. So I'm in the shower scrubbing my face, and then I come out and I'm like, oh my god, it's still on me. So I walked around with drawn-on scars and a murderer's mark on my palm for like 3 days. So it was pretty fun. No, the mark is gone now. However, so to tell you why I was executed, before my character even entered the game, I was basically a mass murderer. I was killing a bunch of knights because of this whole backstory where the knights used to pillage my hometown, and they killed my brother and all this other stuff. I won't get into it completely. Let's see. Sharpie is so bad. I'm gonna buy you a makeup pencil for Christmas. Thank you, Jen.
Please don't use Sharpie. Sharpies are usually permanent.
Yeah.
Nail polish remover will take it off.
Oh, really?
Oh, thanks, Kristen. I'm going back to the Sharpie. But anyway,
so we don't want to encourage this kind of behavior.
My mom is nail polish remover. You
I
probably
do.
have nail polish remover.
There you go.
This is like the perks of having that one girl on the show. Oh, I need nail polish remover because I use Sharpie.
Alright, so, execution. Basically, I was taken. I actually voluntarily turned myself in to the watch, which is like the police, because I felt like everything was catching up to me, and there was this whole thing last event where there was this guy with his name is Sir Sid, and he's an NPC, but he has an eye patch. And there's a guy in Griffin's backstory. Griffin's also has this little criminal thing going on, who had an eye patch who's after him. So Griffin like flipped out in game when he saw this guy. Meanwhile, Sir Sid is this nice guy. He's like, oh, do you guys need combat training? He taught me a couple moves. So Griffin and I were talking in game, and we're like, he's like, when I saw him, I was so afraid. So he's like, I can't take this anymore. Like, I need to turn myself in. So I did too.
It's like that scene in Ruby when Crow and Winter was fighting, and Mercury walks up and sees them and recognizes Crow.
Yeah.
Like
basically, that's kind of like what Griffin went through. Yeah, Griffin was like, "Oh, it's this guy. Oh my God, I'm dead." But it really wasn't him. And I don't know if that it was probably just
I don't blame that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you do LARPing, does it carry over to the next time, or is it like a totally different?
Oh yeah, this is a ongoing story.
So you can jump in like it's just like, oh, I want to come.
Oh no, you can come in whenever you want. It's just you're a new character. So
okay.
Yeah. So whereas I've been playing for a little bit, some of these guys have been playing since 6 years ago now? You guys have had the game going? Almost 6 years? Because, there was 5 years of Meridian Chronicles and then a 1 year break.
Okay, so that makes sense, because I didn't... So but are you always the same character?
Yes. Personally, I am. You can also have backup characters too. But anyway...
I mean, you're using it around your eye. That might not be good for your eye.
No, I'm not going to do it. I was just kidding.
Nail polish.
I'm not using Sharpie anymore, I promise.
Use the nail polish remover at your own risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm still on the first point.
I ask your mom for help.
Yes, not me.
That's your mom.
I can't even put eye drops on my contacts.
Let's make it your mom's fault.
I missed completely.
Not ours.
When in doubt, ask mom.
So, I was taken in, and basically, so I have my character has this mentor named Wolf. He was one of the heroes who was frozen for 500 years, and he has taken my character under his wing. And so he gave a testimony to my character, and the judge, his real life name is Sal, his in-game name is Cornac. No, it's not Sal from Comic Pop. His character is yeah.
Just keep interrupting him. You are Joel.
It is, yeah, I am Joel.
Shut up,
I
Joel.
get interrupted all the time. If
Shut
I
up,
could
Joel.
please just finish my first point, thank you.
Oh yeah, you still.
Yeah, I'm still on my first point.
Your second point about
No,
what?
because you guys keep interrupting me.
That's the third point.
So. No, it's not. It's not. That's not. No, it's not. I'll
No,
get to that
Scar's
later.
trial and execution.
If you let me speak,
He's
then I'll be
still
able to get
alive.
through it.
We haven't even gotten to his death
Yeah.
and resurrection yet.
Okay. So as I was saying, so I went to my trial. I probably should have been permadeath because of how many people I killed. But what happened was that because of the two testimonies given by the judge's wife in game, not in game his fiance, but that was Zoe in game. She's Dame Yukari. She gave another testimony on my behalf. And because they gave these testimonies, the testimonies were so moving and everything that that plus me being very apologetic, basically the judge determined instead of permadeathing me, they were going to
RBB Washington?
That's Cody.
Cody, your name is awesome.
So yeah, some of my LARP friends are watching. Yeah.
Hi, LARP friends.
So instead, I was sentenced to 3 different things:
I
an execution. So my character was executed once, so I lost 1 life. I received the murderer's mark on my palm, which basically shows everybody that I'm a murderer. And I learned very quickly that is not a mark of honor. Not at all. I think every single NPC who I encountered after that was like, "Oh my God, this guy! What? Look at him! He's got a murderer's mark." And the third thing was because I had expressed interest in joining the Watch, I am sentenced to indefinite servitude to the Watch. Meaning that I am a watchman, basically a police officer, but I'm the lowest ranking one in the entire Watch. And Sean can make a character in a year and join the game and get hired on the spot and he'd outrank me. And that's just because he's not a murderer and I am. So yeah. Wait, who is
Oh my God.
I say fuck you guys,
No.
by the way.
They told me to do it. They told
No.
Someone flip his hat off. Do it.
Oh, see, I can't. Oh, wait, there's more than one person. Oh, no, the same person.
It's the same person
I was
telling
like,
us
oh,
over and
more
over
than
again.
one, so that's okay.
I'm just giving the audience what they want.
Okay,
Dave.
whatever. Alright. So, now that I finally finished my first point, Sean!
Jesus Christ, you just blew out their ears.
Since I finally finished my first point, I can finally move on to the shorter points that are not going to take as long. Well, if you guys let me talk, I would have been finished. Sean!
Darius,
George!
what the hell did you just say? I can't read that. That's not English.
George brought a kazoo. That was one of the highlights. He brought a kazoo and it was wonderful and he was playing Take on Me and it melted my heart. So that was one of my my highlights. My training with Wolf, so I'll get into this more. Maybe I'll just make a Facebook post about it. But basically, Wolf is training me to like succeed him and he's like this warrior of light and storm. So that's pretty cool. And then the Oksani boys. Alright, this was me, Cody, Adam, and who else is NPCing with us? And Scott, who's probably not watching right now because I don't think he's part of the Citizens of Viridia page. Anyway, so Oksani's the god of chaos, and we basically were playing some of his worshippers. So the person I played, I basically was Ed from Good Burger combined with Shaggy. And this was after they killed like the Kulskar queen and everything. So we literally walk in there and I'm like, yo, Viridia, what's up, dude? It's time to party! Like it was so, oh my God, it was so funny. And I walked into a full room. The 4 of us walked into a full room, and by the time we left, there was 3 people left. They were so annoyed with us. It was so funny. But I was basically just running around Shaggy, so that was fun too.
Goddess of Chaos, David.
What?
Goddess of Chaos.
Goddess of Chaos, my bad. Goddess of Chaos, not the God of Chaos. Thank you, George. And then also, I guess
Scott
another
is,
thing,
he was added yesterday.
the last, okay, cool. Yeah, it was pretty depressing. Oh yeah, Cody was, because Cody's not really like an eccentric kind of guy, so he just put on all this army stuff, and we called him Sergeant Sniffles. And he just sat there and he's like, and then he would just crack like a random joke once in a while, but like it was totally straight faced. Like, oh, Cody loved it.
Was that his first
Right.
time doing it?
Third time, yeah.
Third time's a charm.
So, yeah. So, but anyways, that was really fun. And then the last thing I guess that was kind of a highlight was when I got there Friday night. There are these things you can buy called goodie bags for $5, and they basically will give you an item or some gold or something. And so I literally just bought one, and I pulled out a magic sword that deals +1 magic damage. So that was exciting. So I got to have that.
So does that mean like at a game like your sword is just like magical now?
Well, my sword basically is imbued with magic. So all it means is that instead of just swinging for like instead of just being like regular steel or regular iron or whatever it is, instead it's like imbued with magic, which means I can hit like ghosts and stuff, which regular weapons can't hit. Yeah.
Can you get your swords like enchanted?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. I think you can get them. All right. So I know for a fact you get them cold forged, which basically I don't know why, but that's able to hit incorporeals as well. I don't know what it is about cold forging that does that. But you can also get like nature stuff for your weapons. You can hit for nature. So basically, instead of saying like 7 damage now, I say 7 magic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you can tell. So yeah, so it was pretty cool. But anyway, that's all I have for the LARPing this time. If you're watching and you're interested in joining up with Chronicles of Rowanon, please go to www.corelarp.com.
C-O-R, not
Yes.
C-O-R-E.
Yes.
Now they did a whole different site. You don't want to go there.
Yeah, I don't know what's on that website.
I don't know either.
But it's
Let's find
C-O-R.
out.
Corelarp.com.
Let's find out later. So I don't want to look at this.
Yeah. Corelarp.com. CORLARP.com. I believe now this was for the last event. I don't know if they're doing it again, but the last event, if this is your first time going, it was only $30 instead of $60, which is very good because they basically they have to. The reason why it's expensive is because they have to pay insurance for every person at the camp, and that's pretty hefty. Because if someone gets hurt, they have to make sure they have. Otherwise, you can sue the camp.
Now,
They
how
don't want
many
that.
people usually show up for each weekend?
Jen, if you want to put that in the comments, please do. And once it comes up, I'll say. But I would say maybe 30.
Now, how many new people do you get?
New people? We only had 2 new players this time, but we've had situations where we've had like 5 new players.
So it fluctuates.
So it fluctuates. Yeah. Sometimes we have no new players, but
cool, though.
sometimes
That's still awesome. And you stay there the whole weekend?
Yeah, this time because I live 5 minutes away. This time I basically commuted. But normally I would spend the night in Camp Valley. So yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So like I said, corelarp.com, CORLARP.com. I believe they have a promotion right now for 35 for people who showed up. I believe that it's only $30 for new people. So come check it out.
Definitely.
Maybe we'll do it. As like,
What?
Nerdy Rock
maybe
Comics.
it's
Nerdy
gonna
Rock
blow out
Comics
their
Up
ears.
should do that.
What?
One weekend
You just
Nerdy Rock
ban-
Yeah.
Comics do it.
I'm trying to get these guys to join. Jen, Nikki, everybody's watching. I'm trying to get them to join.
On a
But,
slightly related note, I came up with the brilliant idea of doing a Nerdy Rock Comic Stop D&D campaign at some point.
That would be fun.
In the
That
near
would be
future.
really cool. I would love
We have to
that.
get through this one
And,
tomorrow.
and we're going to have a different DM that's not a member of the show.
Who's gonna do it?
I have no idea yet. I'm
We'll
not
find
that far.
We'll find.
This was an idea I had like 30 minutes before we walked over here.
It's true. I was with him.
I said, David, wouldn't it be a good idea if we had a weekly poll D&D?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's also usually Jen just said this. There tends to be now we have this one girl. Oh my god, I don't even know her real life name. Her in-game name is Rain. I don't know her out-of-game name.
It's both her names. And
Sure.
Her name is Rain.
If somebody
They just
can-
changed
It is
the
now.
letters.
I kind of feel like a
Change the
fool.
spelling.
But anyway, in
You
game,
fool!
Rain will usually provide a feast now for the game, which is really really cool. So Saturday night there's usually dinner. She appreciates tips, cash or in game. And so I always try to give her both. At least the times that I've been there for her
Lisa,
feasts.
yeah.
But
Lisa, Dave.
Lisa,
Thank
yeah.
you, Lisa.
Her name on Facebook is Flay. So I was like, that's probably not her real
Rain,
name.
Flay,
Yeah.
Lisa.
FLE.
I like
So-
Rain.
But anyway, yeah. But anyway, so Rain/Lisa will provides a feast every month, or at least she tries to if she's there. So that's just another incentive to go. And the feast is free of charge, but tips are appreciated.
Of course.
So yeah,
Please tip her.
yes, please tip
Please.
her. Please tip her. She puts in a lot of work, and she does this out of the kindness of her heart. So if you go to the LARP, bring some gold and just $1 and just tip her, please. She would really really appreciate it. So anyway. That's all I really have for LARP, unless you guys have more questions regarding it.
No, but we should.
My
Like,
curiosity is satisfied, but I think we
would
should
you
move.
want to talk about marking?
Oh, well, we got to that in the end.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I was just like.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's
It's at the end. It's at the end of the.
Okay, good. Just making sure we get that because I think they'd like that.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So moving on to our next topic is Journey into the Comic Verse because that name is great. I love it.
It is awesome.
And we're gonna go with a little thing that came out this summer called DC Rebirth. I don't know if any of you have heard of it.
It's what got me into comic books.
It's what got him into comic books, and Valiant got him into comic books.
Yep.
I was pointing to him, but apparently I was pointing
just
to
the middle.
Valiant.
Both of you together.
Oh yeah, I forgot. George, shout out for your giant spoon staff because that was awesome. He has a staff that's just a giant spoon with a skull on it, so he calls it the Death Spoon. That's awesome.
Is George really what's his face? The political candidate
Yeah, I forgot. George,
What?
shout out
with the
to-
sparkles and the spoon.
Oh, Vermin Supreme? I mean, I guess the characters are kind of similar. But
I really thought you were talking about like the election.
That's what I thought.
And
too.
I
I'm
was just
what are you
like-
talking
I
about?
was like, Gary Johnson?
Wait,
George?
what?
Gary?
I was
What?
like, who?
So, DC Rebirth.
DC Rebirth is amazing.
It is really, really good.
Okay, it's some of the best comics I have read in my entire life. Hands down, I was going to recommend the one series everyone should pick up. It comes out bi-weekly, Detective Comics. $2.99. All their books are $2.99. They also have a Hanna-Barbera book because they're owned by Warner Brothers, which is Scooby Apocalypse. That's $3.99. But it comes out once a month, and it's worth it because it is the best Scooby-Doo thing I have ever...
Wait, it's Scooby-Doo?
It's Scooby-Doo. It's called Scooby
Because I was
Apocalypse.
looking at this, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
since when is Scooby-Doo a comic?
Do you want to know a
It's
fun
like a
fact?
post-apocalyptic world with Scooby-Doo in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought
It's cool.
your roommate, Nick, when he had like his long hair down, I thought he looked like Shaggy.
He kind of
He looks like Shaggy or
Like, I was
Kmart
just like,
Jesus.
I didn't know his name at first, and I forgot. I was
Shaggy.
talking to him. Like, you know his name? He's really nice.
He looks like
But I
Shaggy.
think he looks like Shaggy from like Scooby Doo.
I mean, if he wants to come out and show
Yeah.
everybody.
Hey there, Scoob!
Hey,
Come
Nick!
on, Scoob.
He has short hair. And
Nick is here.
And his face now his name. So that's why I didn't know.
Nick could
I
be
was
in.
like, that's not him.
DM.
That'd be weird, but he could do it.
Hey there, Scoob. Let's go. We got an adventure to go on.
I think you're giving the LARP members flashbacks to that party.
Yeah, to the Oksani party. That was a huge failure. True.
But Detective Comics is a huge recommendation for me. The first arc concluded in the before October started. So like last week of September, the first arc concluded, and it was amazing. It's some of the best things I've ever read. I'm not going to give spoilers here. Go to your comic shops and buy it.
Yeah.
They just started a new arc. It came out yesterday. You can pick it up, pick up the book, and start there. DC Rebirth has a mystery going on in it, in which 10 years were stolen from our beloved heroes. So, and if you want to follow the mystery of it, here's how I'm figuring this out slowly as I go along. But Detective Comics, Action Comics, Trinity, Flash, and Batman are the books I've all seen where it's tied back in somehow to Rebirth. Oh, and Titans. Titans is definitely a big recommendation for me. It is, you get pre-New 52 Wally West, our original Ginger Wally West, funny, cool, awesome. Nightwing, telepath named Lilith, Aqualad, and Wonder Girl. But that's not their names in the book. I forget what their names are now. I haven't read the book in a while.
DC Rebirth's awesome. Actually, what got me into comic books, like officially, like I've been
pestering him since last year to get into comics.
I've been floating around, like I've kind of been learning a thing or two from Sean and Rachel, but I think what really got me into it was Amy, maybe it was you, I don't know. Somebody shared something on Facebook. It was just like, did you know that there's a Batman arc where Thomas Wayne is Batman and Martha Wayne is Joker? And I'm like, what?
And
is
ever
this?
since Dave has harassed me about Flashpoint.
Yeah, I'm like, Sean, he's like, yeah, Flashpoint, and he
I
pulls
gotta
up.
read that.
Yeah,
It's a movie. We could, you know what?
and he pulled up
We won't be able to pay attention.
he pulled up Comicstorian. I don't know if Benny's watching right now. But,
It'd be cool if he is. I don't know if
yeah.
he's here. If you are, give a shout out. If not, that's
Wait,
cool.
was it Comicstorian or was it Benny or was it Comics Explained?
Oh no, it was Rob from Comics
It was
Explained,
Rob.
that's right.
Okay. So it was actually
Thank you,
Rob
Rob.
from Comics Explained. So thank you. He had just posted Flashpoint videos a couple weeks ago.
Like actually, like 3 or 4 days before.
Yeah.
this.
So I watched all of the stuff from Flashpoint, and
And
that's
then he
what
just
got
like
me.
started just going ham on the videos. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and
And
then
I was like, I have corrupted him.
yeah, and see, Krista just said Flashpoint. She's like, Tyler needs to get on this. So get him to read it and or watch it, Krista, because Flashpoint's amazing. I'm not going to give anything else away other than the fact that Thomas Wayne is Batman. And if that's not enough to pull you in...
Flashpoint's a good story. My only problem with Flashpoint is that it leads into the New 52.
What came after it. Yeah.
If it didn't lead into the New 52, I would love it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good event.
A quick point I want to address before we move on, unless there's any other comic book stuff, is George asked what we think, what are our thoughts on the new Samurai Jack season coming out. So I'm really excited. Samurai Jack is one of those things that I watched a lot as a kid, but I didn't really get into like the story until I was older.
I remember just like if it was on, I'd put it on. I never went out of my way to watch it, but I always thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
The art, like the concept art.
The art was just beautiful.
Drew me to it.
I'm excited. I'm just worried about the storyline.
I'd have to rewatch the whole thing just to like remember what's going on. But I'm very excited. But I am very excited for the new season.
But
that was a good show.
Yeah. No, so I'm really excited, George, for the new season. And I think, especially being on Adult Swim, I think it's going to be better. I think there's going to be more that they can do with it now.
Definitely.
Whereas Cartoon Network limits you a little bit.
Was it on Cartoon Network or
Yes.
Toonami?
Cartoon Network.
Oh my
and
gosh,
even
I
then,
remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Toonami was...
Toonami, right?
Yes, but Toonami was part of Cartoon
I
Network.
knew.
Now they're part of
Cartoon
Adult
Network,
Swim.
but Toonami was basically just a block of programming.
Yeah.
Well,
And then-
from like 8 to 11 or 8 to 10, something like that.
Yeah.
That's when they played Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Now that's just Family Guy.
And so now, I believe Adult Swim, which might be the same company as Cartoon Network, I don't know.
Rick and
All I know
Morty!
is that Adult Swim now owns, they own Toonami now. So Toonami can actually show uncut anime instead of like Dragon Ball Z where Goku's like, darn you! Like, he can just be cool.
What dialogue did that replace?
What? Damn you.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
Let's not forget Dragon Ball Z Kai, the weird edits that like 4Kids made where they would just like use MS Paint to like draw shirts on like characters who were only wearing like a sports bra. And it was really stupid. And they made, get this, okay, so do you guys know Mr. Popo? You know Mr. Popo. Do you guys know Mr. Popo? 4Kids thought that having Mr. Popo in it was racist. So they made him blue.
What?
Instead of black. He was blue.
Mr. Popo.
I don't know. Anyway, so to answer the original question, to answer the original question to George, I guess all of us are really looking forward to Samurai Jack. I'm really excited.
Just the final thing, if you're not into Marvel or DC, I highly recommend Valiant Comics.
Yeah.
Faith, Archer and Armstrong, Bloodshot, Exo Man of War.
Yeah.
Which other one am I forgetting?
Rye
Rye. Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe.
Oh, did you talk about
a live action series that's coming out soon.
Britannia?
From Bat in the Sun. Britannia. Holy crap, Britannia.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This takes place back in ancient Rome.
Oh, that's
it's the first detective
so
one.
good.
It's the world's first detective is like its subtitle type thing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so
Issue
good.
2 came out. I think issue 2 came out.
Reminds me of like a place in like
Well, Britannia is basically.
What?
I think it's on the list.
So Tyler confirmed this for me as a history major, but Britannia is basically just what they called Britain when it was ruled by the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And a lot of different anime and different like stupid things
They
come
call
apart.
Japan
maybe
Area
no hat.
11.
Yeah.
And then they call Britannia that like Britain Britannia.
Yeah. So basically, like for example, I don't know if you guys watch Seven Deadly Sins, but the country in that is Britannia. And that's
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wonderful anime.
Yeah.
So good.
I kind of like how they use that though.
Hashtag needs a
It's
season
like,
2.
What's season 2 of Seven Deadly Sins? I hope not soon because I got to finish the first season.
I hope soon. He
Yeah.
just doesn't have time because he's always doing homework.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright,
So,
we're gonna move on to Carmilla.
Can you read
Yeah.
the script or can you read off Sean's? Or?
I think I memorized. It's sad
Okay.
if I memorized.
Memorized it.
So, Carmilla is a web series. It's based on a book called Carmilla. It predates Dracula by 20 years, so it's the first vampire series written, but it wasn't made into a movie until I forgot the date, but it wasn't really seen as much as Dracula because it's of a lesbian vampire. And a bunch of creators wanted to make a web series about something that was new and change into something modern, so they picked Carmilla. and they just dropped season 3, and it's the last season that just came out. They're actually now making a movie because of how great, like how successful it was. It's gonna come out fall of 2017, I believe. And so far, I'm going to do a reaction video anyways next week.
Cool.
So that's all I can say right now.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
anime?
No, it's not
Carmilla?
anime. Yeah, it's just a regular web
Is it-
series.
Oh, it's just a web series?
Yeah, it's a web series on YouTube. They also have a platform on Twitter that you follow that the characters use when the show doesn't come out.
Is it YouTube Red or just...
No,
Just regular
it's all
YouTube,
regular
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, I posted the links on here, and I'm gonna post the links on
Yeah, they are.
our social media
But
page. for
legit,
anyone
once
who
you're done
wants to know.
watching this, just type in the search bar, Carmilla series.
It's actually really good, and
Right, that should
I'm
take you
actually
right
wearing
to-
their hat right now. They're called Cream Puffs. Whoever watches it,
Why
go
does it
get
say...
some eyes.
How long are the seasons?
The
Season 0 would be like a prequel.
Like every episode, yeah, it's like Star Wars, how they have like the beginning
But
and like
good.
after that. But good. But it's every episode is about like 3 to 5 minutes long, and there's 36 episodes in a season. In order, it's season 1, the Christmas special, season 2, season 0, and then season 3. And for a whole season, I believe it's about an hour and a half.
That's not
So it's not that bad. It's like watching a movie. So it's
That's like
yeah.
Ruby or Red versus
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah, it's basically like that, and it's like once you watch it, you kind of get into it, and you don't want to stop. Like I already promoted it to a lot of people on campus, and they're just like, I watched season 1 already, and it's just like, but I just told you
I mean,
that
you
like
can
an
do it in
hour
a
ago.
night. You can do it in a night.
Yeah, you can do it in a night.
So,
We've done it for my
The
birthday.
movie comes out this...
No, fall 2017, because they're
Oh,
still
awesome.
in production right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wonderful.
So more news about it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, we have Sean has to pick up a check in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't go get dinner with everyone tonight.
So, real
It's
quick,
okay.
I want to just, I was going to say this for the end, but given the time we have, I want to just go over this stuff real quick. Sean, if you'd like to speak up, please do, because you're like the creator of the show, but I just want to get this just fast, so if we can get
Dave's
this
gonna run
as
through
possible.
what our new format will
Yeah.
be
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Theoretically, according to what we've heard rumor of, the station should be repaired by the end of the day tomorrow.
And they've been saying
Theoretically.
that for the entire
They've been
semester.
saying that since the first radio meeting, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But
I'm
if
ready
it
for
is,
to
we'll
come
be back at
5:30
5:37 on WSBR
Friday nights.
Friday nights.
And we'll shoot that out.
Yes,
They'll shoot that.
and theoretically we'll try to hybrid it so that we're also on here with you guys on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I really like this that I
Yeah,
can
so
read
do I.
what you
I
guys are
like the
saying.
live feedback of it.
Yeah.
It is great.
And Jen just said that if there's vampires in it, that she's sold.
Chris,
Oh, yeah.
So,
Krista,
Here's
take it
the
with a
vampires.
gallon of salt.
yeah.
And it's modernized too, so there's a lot of different references like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Superman, like different things that are like mentioned in it. She has a TARDIS one. Yeah, I think Lord of the Rings is mentioned too, but it's a vampire series and it's based on a college setting.
I like
So
the
the
way
first
they
season
shot
is
it from
the-
like a
yeah.
film standpoint.
Oh, have you watched it?
Yeah.
I watched some of it with her on her birthday last year. Actually,
Yeah,
right?
it was because it was a big series that I kind of like I was one of the first people to watch it when the season 1 came out, so I'm like a old cream puff. There's new ones that just like
There's new cream
fi-
puffs?
Yeah.
found like out about the show, and I got to meet them a couple of times, and I got to go to award shows with them.
That's
so
awesome.
it's
That's
actually
cool.
really nice,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So there's more about that like later on.
Awesome.
Just a basis if you want to watch it. I'll post links.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, so basically, we have a couple of huge announcements.
Oh my God. I am banning the Donald
No
Trump voice
politics.
from this show.
No politics on this show.
Look, alright, the show is magnificent. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Tyler,
Okay, so,
I'm gonna flip that out.
so,
No politics.
we have some big announcements for you guys we're really excited about. The first one I want to suggest is, or suggest this one I want to put forward, is I think we all agreed on this. We're going to be changing the name from Nerdy Rock Comic Stop to just Nerdy Rock Comics. Rolls off the tongue, it's short, it's sweet.
Short, sweet, rolls
yeah.
off the tongue. Ladies
Yeah.
love it.
So, yeah, Nerdy Rock Comics will be the new name of the show. And that's just because it's easier to say. and I think it sounds a little more catchy. So that's our first big announcement. The second big announcement is so.
I'm not gonna fist bump to that.
Come on.
Dirty Rock Comics will be the new name of the show.
Yay!
So we're going to be switching our format. So whereas what we normally do is things like this, where we do like an hour-long live stream or an hour and a half long live stream or whatever we end up doing. What we're going to be trying to do now is we're going to do a main topic video that's going to have all four of us in it. That'll be like 20-25 minutes. And then we're going to have some shorter videos, how we all do like our topics. Like I talk about LARPing, he talks about video games, he talks about comics, she talks about TV shows and anything else that she's into.
We all talk about what we're interested in. And
pretty much.
we'll rotate each other in, we'll have guests on.
Netflix series.
Yeah.
Netflix
and
series.
so like basically the gist of what we're doing is instead of having one giant hour to hour and a half long video, we're going to have one 20-minute video that's going to be all of us.
Which is not to say we will never do a live stream.
Yeah, no, we're going to do big ones.
No.
But we're going to do like 4 shorter 5 to 10 minute videos that'll be our individual topics.
That way it's something nice you can throw in the morning while you're getting ready.
Yeah.
Or before you go to bed.
And yes, Angela, you will be a guest one day. But yeah, so and Krista, hopefully, but anyway, so yeah, that's basically what we really want to do. That's the idea.
Skype call, Chris.
Yeah, we'll get Kristen on Skype. But that's the idea. So we're trying to kind of streamline this, trying to make it organized. But we will still do live streams like this. I think they're so much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
But that's where LARPing came along.
Yeah, we'll explain that later. We're kind of running short on time because he has a check to pick up. But
I have about 10 minutes where I have to run to get that check.
Okay. So our main topic of the day that we've been
for about 5 minutes.
Maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. That we've been advertising on Facebook and you guys may have seen that Lindsay Jones gave us a shout out and she's from Ruby and that's what we're talking about this week. What?
Can we put the other one?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So
stay tuned for another really cool thing next week.
I don't know how many of you guys are into Ruby, but Ruby Volume 4.
But all of you should get into Ruby.
Yeah.
You should.
Ruby Volume 4 just premiered this past Saturday, and we're extremely excited. Tomorrow is already today's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
A couple of different cities and Fridays. 2 days is the second episode, so we're really excited for that.
Actually, I think it comes out on Saturday, or at least it comes out on
Yeah,
Saturday
it
for
does.
first members, which means it comes out on Saturday for us.
Yeah.
Because we'll watch it together.
Yep.
Everyone else
Watch party.
So, 2 days is the second episode. I want to get everybody's thoughts. We're going to start with Sean, just in case he has to run right in the middle of this, but hopefully that won't have to happen. So I basically want to hear, first I want to hear everybody's thoughts on the season, or on the first episode, and then I want you guys to say, what are you looking forward to for the rest of Volume 4 and for the world of Remnant in the future? So Sean?
I feel like it was a great setup. The characters were amazing. And it's just great character building, nice little homages to what has happened in the past. I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah. I think that one thing I really, really, really liked about did you watch it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
One thing
But
I
we don't want to spoil it.
We don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Legit, guys.
You can
It's going to
spoil
come out
it.
on YouTube this weekend, the first episode. Go back, binge watch the original 3 seasons if you haven't. It can be done in a week. And then go back and watch this.
Yeah, it's really really good. Episode 1 of Volume 4, I really like because I think what Volume 4 has told us so far is that, and this is something they talked about at Comic-Con, which we're gonna do in a future video, is that even though the way Season 3 just ended on such a dark, depressing note, it's still Ruby, and they still have the jokes, they still have the fun, even though the direction of the show is going to be in a more serious direction.
Right.
They're still showing us, look, this is still Ruby. It's still fun. It's not turning into Death Note where everything is extremely serious. Yeah. But anyway, so no, I thought it was an amazing episode. I really like the whole Team Ranger dynamic. I just really, really like that. Yeah. So Tyler, what about you? What you think?
Well, since we're just starting to watch it,
Oh yeah, he finished.
We started watching it last 2 weeks?
Yeah. No, we finished it within a week. We definitely finished it within a week. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I loved it.
Okay, I'm not going to do that again.
Okay. I thought
Motion sickness for all of you.
I thought it was great. It got really dark in season 3.
Yeah, Tyler, I don't know, his eyes looked a little puffy at the end of season 3, and I was really wondering if he actually cried or not. I didn't ask him, but I don't know if he actually cried or not.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm still sad about it.
Okay.
Season 4 is, at least from the first episode, I thought it was great episode. Especially they took it, like David said, they took it a little more serious direction. And the animation style.
Oh my gosh, it's so much better now.
It
takes a little getting used to.
Exactly. I was used to like the old style that they had for like the past 3 seasons.
But for what they used before,
exactly.
that's amazing.
Because they
That's
said at
incredible.
Comic-Con, this software they're using right now is how they've always wanted to show the world.
This new
like
engine is really good. I like it.
that everyone uses, and the fact that they didn't use the basic thing that everyone uses is incredible.
No.
The first 2 seasons.
But yeah, overall, I thought the first episode, season 4, was good. Very good.
Who's jumping?
Outside.
I love it. I love the intro. The intro is one of my favorite things because you got to see. It's like basically a preview of like a previously on Ruby, and then basically it's like that, and then leading up to it. So I kind of liked it, and the introduction of new characters I really liked too.
Yeah. So I guess in a burst, like less than a minute. What are you looking forward to as far as the plot or as far as just the world of Remnant in general? Is there anything you want to see, anything you want to learn?
I want to.
Bumblebee. Sorry.
I really want to see Crow interacting with Ruby because I love Crow as a character, and I really want to see Team Ruby get back together.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, we're getting the band back together.
One character I can go with that shit.
Are you
amazing.
going with your Mercury? Or not Mercury, the other one? Your Emerald Theory?
Oh, well, first of all, I think Emerald's going to turn good. That's just from her facial expressions she's made, from the lines that she had towards the end of Season 3. It seems like she's starting to question Cinder's motives. And I really feel like at some point she's going to turn. That's just, she's like, her and Mercury are like reverse Jesse and James, in my opinion. Like, whereas Jesse is all like, she knows what her path is, she knows she's evil, and James often regrets, like, he often will kind of turn good. It's the opposite. I think Emerald is the one who kind of has a pull more towards good, and Mercury's the one who's definitely evil. But one character I'm really, really looking forward to is Jean. I really want to see how he's going to progress.
I want his semblance.
I'm not going to say
we'll
why.
We'll get into his theories, the theories about that later, because we're really cutting it close.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of Yang and Ruby's dad. Actually.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, Tai Yang's cool.
I would like to see.
Let's see a bit more of that explored.
Yeah. Rachel, anything specific other than Bumblebee?
Not at the moment. I'm just once I get to like usually after like the second or third episode, then I'm like, okay, maybe this.
A
Like
bit
I have
more
my own
establishing
theories
the
now.
story.
Yeah. Like when I see more, and then I'm just like, okay, now I have most of the information. Let me just figure it out.
Yeah, we haven't even caught up with the other 3 members of Team Ruby yet.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they ended it on a big cliffhanger for Weiss. So we're like, we're basically, I think this next episode we'll say what she's been doing for a little while.
That's true, I forgot.
So yeah, they basically ended it literally, it was like, my lady, and she's like, yes, and they just ended it. So,
Jeeves.
Yeah, Jeeves. Yes, sir. D&D references.
We'll talk more about it next week.
Yeah.
Especially with Comic-Con.
Alright, fam, so if there's any last minute things before I wrap this up?
Well, thank you for our
Thank you all for watching and communicating with us. Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. I personally really like this new setup. I like being able to read what you guys are saying to us.
We will improve technology as time goes on.
Yeah.
And a new spot because it's really hot in this kitchen.
Yes. And I know that it's, I hope you're the only one who has a frozen screen. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I like this new setup. I like interacting with you guys like this, whereas on the radio it was basically like you had to text me or nothing. So I like being able to read what you guys are saying and
interact with you guys.
Yeah, interact. Absolutely.
It makes this all the more worth it.
Yes, shout out to Berserk, George.
Krista
I love Berserk.
is frozen too.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, well at least you can hear us.
As long as you can hear
We're wrapping up.
It's just back to radio all over again.
Yeah.
Yup.
But thank you so much again, really.
Thank you.
Yeah. We seriously appreciate it,
Yes,
and
we do.
we are
Really.
looking forward to this semester. We're looking forward to doing more of these live streams, to our new YouTube format.
Getting back to the radio station.
Honestly, guys, I just want to say thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for watching.
Everybody.
And we will see you next week, whether it's on the radio, on live stream, or through YouTube. We will see you.
Follow us on Twitter at Nerdy Rock Comics for updates.
Yep. And Facebook. I don't know the URL, but just I share our posts all the time.
Put
Just-
Nerdy Rock Comics Stop in on Facebook. I
You'll
doubt
find it.
many will pop up.
Yeah.
Have a minute.
So, thank you for everybody
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Great
so much.
seeing you.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. See you next week.
Bye.
Okay. Now I gotta figure out how to stop.